Hey, it's Jaime with Echo Real Estate Advisors. Welcome back to the channel. I am very excited because today I get to deliver on a promise that is several months old. And that is having conversations with industry leaders. And that's something that I promised several months back, but today I actually get to deliver on that. And we have a stellar lineup going forward. To kick things off, we are talking new home sales. So the professional that we are speaking with today is QUINT LEARS. He is on top of his game and knows everything that you need to know about new home sales. So much so that he purchased a domain that you may be familiar with, newhomesales.com. And we go into everything in depth from his early start in his career, how he branded himself, where he's going, and taking his company. So very excited to cover that. He has just released his new book, so we'll touch a little bit upon that, but also just cover everything new home sales related. He is out of New Mexico, Las Cruces specifically, has been named the new home salesperson of the year multiple times, has been featured in several real estate magazines. So very excited to be bringing this to you today. Again, delivering on that promise, and let's just jump in. All right, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us in this series. So again, we are interviewing top professionals in their industry. We have CEOs, we have top producers, we have authors, and actually the individual we're speaking with today is all three. So QUINT LEARS, how are you, sir?
Great. Thanks for having me on the program. Excited to be here.
Well, I appreciate you making the time. I know you're a busy individual, so we'll get right into it. So tell us a little bit about the industry that you're in right now, and how did you get into it?
New home sales. So I'm in a real estate business. Obviously, I'm a licensed real estate broker, but my specialty is new home sales. That's what I do.
Awesome. So new home sales, huh? Did you immediately jump into new home sales as soon as you got that license?
Speaking of new home sales, we got the 2015 National Sales Rookie of the Year just came in my office. Who is this?
Well, let's say hello.
Michael, pop down, man. There we go.
How's it going?
Yeah, man, we're live. We're doing I'm in Resendiz, the echo chamber.
Nice.
What do we call it? What's the podcast called?
That's it.
The echo chamber. This is Mike Flores. He's a top pro. You got to have him on your program.
No, absolutely. You're next. You might as well just sit there.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna be there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, obviously if you want, we're doing a quick webinar here. So yeah, I'm in new home sales. We are there's a lot of different specialties. I always recommend to people to specialize. If you want to be terrific, you got to be specific. The one-stop shop, that was in the 1990s. For all your real estate needs. And there's a certain safety in that, but you're almost guaranteed to be perceived as a generalist. And people today, because of the amount of information that's out there, we want to deal with specialists. If you're dealing with a doctor, if you're dealing with a mechanic, more and more as the world progresses, it's more and more complex. We want to work with specialists. So I recommend to people, and this is what I did, is position yourself as a specialist. The specialty I'm a full licensed broker. I can do anything, but I want to specialize as a new home specialist. So
awesome. So specialize. That would be your advice to anybody jumping into the industry, especially now with over 1.4 million licenses out there, real estate license. Sure, they're not all active, but at the end of the day, it almost feels like you have that much competition in your single city. So
if you want to be terrific, you got to be specific. It's called niches to riches. And, the separation is in the preparation. And we want to invest in yourself, pick something that you're interested in, and then don't totally dominate your space. And the great thing about real estate, there's 1.4 million licensees, but they're not in your area. And everybody's so scared to specialize into something that they just become a generalist. So you can very quickly break from the pack. Matter of fact, there's a really good book out there called Break from the Pack. And I highly recommend that. It's a great book about how to And that's actually the book, I think, where it says, you don't want to be the one-stop shop. You want to pick something and dominate it.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. That's great advice. So kind of going on that whole, specializing component of it. So with those new agents that are getting into the industry, what do you see them, what's the one thing that you see them doing wrong?
I'll give you a bunch of things.
That in general?
Yeah, here's the thing. They're not branding, they're not specializing, right? They're not connecting. They're not branding themselves. So if you look at most business cards, really big, it'll say exit real estate. And because they're so excited, they get the new license, they go down, Century 21 wants to hire me. Well, of course they do, because you paid them, right? And they drink the Kool-Aid, Keller Williams, I don't care what it is, and they put a huge Keller Williams logo. Then they put all this other information. Then they put their name really small. So if you want to, let me show you my business card. Bam.
QUINT LEARS.
You want to make your, take my phone number is new home. Okay.
Yeah.
So you go back, you can still read QUINT LEARS. Go look at a stop sign, right? A stop sign is dark red with white letters. Go look at a street sign. Go look at Coca-Cola. Go look at Walmart. They're dark with white letters. So what that does, the white will pop out. The dark pulls it back and the white pops out. Make your name big, make the background dark, make the letters white, and it'll pull out. And brand your name. People are not going to Google your face. Well, that's ego. You put your name. Just one guy, his name was Donnie Brainerd, and I was, his name all over the town. And finally I met him one-to-one, and I said, hey, I'm QUINT LEARS. He goes, I'm Donnie Brainerd. I go, you're Donnie Brainerd, but I see your signs everywhere. He's like, yeah. He's like, all these real estate agents, they just have ego. They put their face on everything. But there's something powerful about branding your name. And I think we don't do that enough. So specialize, be connected within your within your sphere. And not only be connected, so many people are trying to be connected. They want to network, right? All too often, social networking turns into social not working. What you want to do, and I coined that phrase, by the way, that I came up
Man, I don't know about that. And see whoever gets to the patent office first.
Hey, I did. That was years ago. It's in a book. But don't let it become social not working. You want to be a connector. You want to be the person that's influencing and connecting. Then once you are connected and you are in the process of connecting, you will have a lot of influence. So those are the 4 strategic platform pillars, I call it. But a lot of these agents, they don't specialize. They brand the company they're with, but never themselves. They're so worried about being connected, they don't connect anybody else. They don't brand themselves, and they don't have any influence.
So, we've known each other for a little while now, and you're the new homes guy. That was very evident to me from the first conversation that we had, from subsequent conversations that we've had, but very quickly you turned into the branding guy, and that's not by accident. I mean, it was, well, at least for me, whenever I'm trying to, think through a few things when it comes to, how to present something, even so in the naming of the podcast and things of that nature. So has marketing, branding come second nature to you? How did you pick this stuff up? Because you are mighty good at it.
It's a big world. Right. So I think we think everybody sees every post that we post or every sign that we put up. And the truth is that there's so much out there that you can be a little more bold. Right. So be bold. That's my first thing. The second thing is within your market, find something and then completely dominate it. Make your name synonymous with what you do. How did I get there? Let me rewind a little bit and answer your question because I got all of it off. I was in the United States Air Force. I was getting out. I was working the flight line. I'm more of a people person, and I wanted to do something that I love, and I wanted to specialize in something. And I read a book called Time Tactics of Very Successful People. And it says in that book, if you read an hour a day, you can become an expert in 3 to 5 years. And that pushed me towards the idea of specializing. So, Jamie, if you read an hour a day on poodles, is anybody going to know more about poodles in your area in a year or 2 years? You're going to be like the foremost authority, but don't read about poodles. Read about something that you want to know about. So what I wanted to know about was money. Well, all these books about money kept talking about real estate. So then I thought, why don't I just start reading about real estate? Real estate, when I got into that, I was reading a book called Home Buying for Dummies or something. And it talked about buyer's agents and seller's agents. And I thought, what does it take to become an agent? And I walked into a Century 21 and I asked them, what does it take to become an agent? And they said, we're starting classes. I said, well, sign me up. I'll do it. And very quickly I sold a house. The market was hot. Long story short, here's what happened. The market collapsed. I thought I was going to get out of the business. I tried out to become a firefighter. And I realized, like, what am I doing? I really want to succeed in this business. So I canceled all the ego-driven advertising, all this stuff that didn't work. And I really focused to becoming the expert and I decided, funny, you were taking a commercial real estate class. I got into commercial real estate. Then I thought, now I want to do new home sales. It took me 6 months to do one. I did a red brick pizza and I did a lease. And I thought, I could have sold 30 homes in the time that it took me to do this lease. And so I decided, wow, nobody's branding themselves as the new home guy. I'm going to go in, and I just started doing everything I could to brand and to present myself as that professional.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So talking about being bold. So I know these stories, so I'm going to kind of pull them out of you.
Do it.
With you showed us your card, and tell us the story of how you got that phone number.
Yeah, I called. So a lot of times people think, well, if it's not available, I can't get it, right? I own newhomesales.com. That's a very prestigious domain name. That's the name of a $1 trillion industry, It's new home sales. Well, everybody I talked to, like, how did you get that name? I typed it in 1,000 times, checking if it was available. Well, somebody owned it. And I just contacted them and said, hey, you own this domain. I would like to buy it from you. And same thing with 575 New Home. I called them up and they, you just type it in at 6394663, whatever your area code is. And they answered, and the guy says, no, I don't want to sell it. And called back, saying, I'm really serious. What would you give me? I said, $500. He goes, let me think about it. He never called me back. I called back a third time. The wife answered and says, is this the guy that keeps calling about the phone number? I said, yes, it is. She goes, $1,500. I said, well, let's go meet. And I said, is that the best you could do? She says, $1,200. Here's another tip. We're the only industry that we spend 20 years in the business and we have nothing to sell, right? Mm-hmm. We buy billboards. Nobody's going to buy that billboard from me. We buy all this stuff. Invest in things that you might get that premium URL. I think probably somebody would want to buy newhomesales.com if I decided to get out of the business, which I'm not anytime soon. But if I did, they might want to buy it. Maybe there's a builder that would want to buy 575 New Home. So I buy things. Now, I literally had people laugh at me. They're like, you paid that much for your phone number? Okay, but I've owned it for years and years and years. There's people that call me that go, Quint, listen, I'm at a bar. I couldn't remember anybody else's number. I just remember yours was 575 New Home. Here, hold on. This guy wants to buy a house. I'm not mad. I have a local developer here that says, Quint, listen, we're trying to figure out what to put on the billboard. New 575 New Home. Can we put that on there? Hey, I'm not mad. Put it on there. But we don't think to invest in those kind of things, right? I don't know where it came from. I think it's just a lot of reading. I try to read a lot of books. I was reading today, the average American doesn't even read one book a year. But the average millionaire, it reads multiple books a month, 50 books a year, something like that. So my goal is to read 50 books a year. Last year I read 50 books, and I like to listen. Yeah. Wow.
Well, there's a book that I need to read, and I have on the well, actually, it's this book. It might look familiar.
Yeah, there it is, man. Thanks for picking that up, man. Thanks for investing in yourself. People come to my model, they Quint, listen, you're great at new home sales. Can you give me some tips? I go, yeah, you should get a book. 25, whatever it is. They don't want to even invest $20 in themselves, right? If you're not going to buy a $20 book, imagine if you went to a doctor who never read a book about his job, right? So if you ask any salesperson, they say, how much do you think you're worth? They'll say, I'm worth $100,000 a year. Sure, whatever it is, right? Okay, how much have you invested in yourself? Well, what do you mean? What makes you think you're good? So, well, people like me. I'm really likable. I got the gift of gab, right? Lawyers invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in themselves. Doctors invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in themselves. Even accountants and engineers invest hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. We are the only profession that thinks that we're going to make a ton of money just by being likable, by being friendly, by being talkative, right?
Yeah.
You know, there are those exceptions, but you know, I want to encourage you: invest, read books, go to seminars, get the best. Back to being connected. You want to find the best people in the business, connect with them, learn. Always be learning, always be growing. If you don't grow, you go.
I like that. Your sayings are awesome, man. Your sayings are awesome. So rather than wait for the end to dive into this book or even mentioning the book, what led you to want to write a book? Because not everyone, there's a lot of lifelong goals. They're like, oh, I want to write a book, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. Very few get around to it. So kind of what, had it always been a goal for you to write a book, especially about the topic that you're so entrenched in, or how did that come about?
So Jaime, every day we go to work, we do things. You're like, wow, that was great. That worked. I have on my phone a thing called Notes. What we all do, right? Notes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one called New Home Ninja. That's another program I'm working on. I have one called New Home Humor. If I do anything that's funny with a customer and they laugh, I'm like, oh, hold on 1 second. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, you laughed. I got to write this down. You know what I mean? And so I've got hundreds of these things that make people laugh that I've written down, and now I've got an arsenal. I want to write a book called New Home Humor. 101 ways to make your customer laugh. One of my goals is if somebody comes into my model home, I want to make them smile. I want to make them laugh. Here's a good one. When you're going the extra mile, don't forget to give the extra smile. So many people are unhappy. I'm telling you, if you're unhappy now when the market's good, what are you going to do when the market's bad? If you don't have joy, if you can't, if people don't come in, you have a presence about you to uplift them, who's going to want to buy a house from you, right?
Yeah.
So we turn this into an interrogation process. So how many bedrooms? What are you going to do a bank? Have you gone to this? What's your time frame? Versus like, where are you from? Jaime, where are you from?
I am from Mexico originally, but West Texas my entire life.
Did you say West Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't worry. We'll get you out of there. Hey, listen, no, hang tight, man. We'll get you out of there, okay? Look, if they're visiting your model home, they're probably trying to get out of somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Have some fun with it.
I like that.
Right? Hey, tell me you just started looking.
I just started looking.
Really? Not, most people save the best for last, but that's okay. Just come on in. That's okay. No, it's smooth, but I've got dozens of these little things. Ask me if I could throw in a refrigerator.
Can you throw it in a refrigerator?
I can't even lift it, man. I can't throw it. I can't even lift it. Jaime, I would totally void the warranty. Absolutely not.
You should, the next thing, you should probably are you doing improv?
Come on, man. Hey, look, dude, ask me if you can take pictures of the model.
Can I take pictures of the model?
Where do you want me to stand? Is over here? Is this good?
All right.
Listen, man, we got to have some fun. We got to have some fun. We're selling homes. We have to have that energy, that the levity, because people are stressed. They're absolutely stressed and under tremendous pressure, financial pressure. They're looking for a home. They've got to transition. It's the third most stressful thing you can do, according to experts. Death of a loved one. I think serious disease or death, divorce, and then moving is like number 3. Oh, it's tremendously stressful. That's a huge thing. So if you can create a little bit of levity, and I'm not talking about if you're not funny, don't be funny. Don't try to be funny, right? But if you are funny, that's a superpower, man. You can use it. Yeah,
I don't see dark humor kind of going hand in hand on that one. But no, I see exactly what you're talking about. So kind of switching gears for a quick second.
Do it.
As an entrepreneur, where do you decide where you're going to allocate your time? I mean, you have family, you have your business, you have the book to focus on and to write it. So how do you decide who takes your attention, the amount of attention? A new venture comes about, we get somebody connected as you, I'm sure you're getting calls with different projects all the time. What's your decision-making process when something new is presented to you?
I love what David Knox, and you should tag this interview because I interviewed him. He's a top national trainer. And he says, look, we got all this Instagram, we got all this social media. He's like, but the big money is made face-to-face, one-on-one. And I think we lose track of that. We're so often like, oh, okay, customers come in. I can't wait to get them out of the model home so I can put them in my CRM program and send their kids birthday cards. They don't want your birthday. They don't want your Christmas, New Year's card. Give people 100% attention right when you're with them, one-on-one. And that's where the money's made, man. So I'm very good at dropping everything. Think about a panther or a tiger or a mountain lion, right? Most of the day, they're just like, ah. If you watch me during the day, you're going to think like, how is this dude making any money, right? He's a complete spaz. He's just like, whatever. But when a deer comes in, they're 100%, right? So many times we become, the Billy Goat of sales. There's like that. We treat a customer the same thing as we do sending an email, the same thing as we do. Think about all the activities, all the posts, all the webinars, all the things, all to come to where you're one-on-one with a person. See what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm more in and then I like to do the top-down approach. There's bottom-up, top-down. If you can get a hold of the CEO, don't talk to the manager. If you can get a hold of you want to talk to the people, the decision makers. I'm talking about if you're doing like a land deal, or if you're people think that these people are way too busy. You should be in contact with the builders in your area, the presidents of companies, the developers, the owners of land. Hey, I'm a new home specialist. I'm in the area. Just collecting at data. I'd love to visit with you about your new development. Sure, you want to grab coffee? No, I'll bring it to you. I'll pick up some Starbucks, bring it to you. That's where I meet one-on-one with these people. Hey, Quint, what's happening with the market? What do you see happening over here? I'm the expert of the area. See what I mean? Yeah. So people. Get off your devices, get off your things, focus on the people you're with.
So if you had to start all over again, what does your next 7 days look like? Like if you have the same knowledge, the same technology, the same skills, if it was all gone today and you needed a restart, what do you do in the next 7 days?
Okay, I would find out the #1 community in my area. And then I would make sure I know and I am known by every builder, the sales rep. Here's a good tip for you guys. Watch this. Let's say, what's a top selling community in your area?
I would say Ridgewood.
Ridgewood. How many builders are in Ridgewood?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, you need to know that. Okay, who's the owner of Ridgewood? Who's the developer? What are the covenants? So I would find that area. Okay, I would say Ridgewood, and I would say I'm going to become the expert in the next 7 days on this community. I would meet with the sales reps, and I would say, listen, I'm the new guy, and they're going to say, what's that mean? Well, it means because I'm the specialist in new. So you can take the new guy or new girl and turn it into a positive, right? So I'm the new guy in this area and say, I'm a new home buyer. I'm going to be working with a lot of buyers, and I just want to get to know your product. Tell me what makes you different as a builder. Tell me what makes your product different. I would take it. What floor plans do you have? Can I put these on file? I would videotape the model home. Hi, I'm Jaime Resendiz. I'm in the Ridgewood community. This is an awesome community. If you have any questions about the area here, there's some amazing builders out here. I'm a buyer specialist. I'll help you, know the differences between the builders. I would know the sales rep there. Then I would tell them, hey, do you have any people that want to invest in this community that have a home to sell? What do you think they're going to say? Oh yeah, about half the people, right? Yeah. By the way, I've got programs to help people get out, even if they're doing it for sale by owner. Let me meet with them because I've got this sheet, top 10 things to do if you're trying to sell your home. How to get it ready. I'll help them get it listed for sale. Even if they don't list with me, I want to help you solve these problems. So I would visit with the sales reps. I would visit with the builders if I could. I would get to know the developer, make sure they know me, and I would build trusting relationships, but I would become the expert on that area. Then the following week, I'd find the #2 selling community. I'd become the expert on that area. Hey, do you have buyers that have homes to sell? So people don't realize there's a lot of money to be made in new home sales. Mm-hmm. You can sell the land. You can go to these new home representatives and they will send you referrals of people that need to sell their home. You can represent them buying the new home. That's awesome. There's all kinds of
There's a lot of action in that plan.
There's all kinds of different things
Awesome.
there.
That is awesome. So we are getting ready to wrap up. So do you want to talk about your book? Where can we find it? What are we going to find in it? And
yeah, by the way, I'm really proud. I wrote the book, but it's actually published by the National Association of Home Builders. So it's actually published, and it's the first book in the industry. So when I thought I wanted to write a book, I've been writing these ideas down. I went to a seminar, or I read a different book where they said, basically, you don't need licensed brokers. You know, with all this technology, and you would guess that this gentleman was selling technology, which basically makes real estate agents obsolete. And I couldn't be more against that policy. I'm thinking this guy's ridiculous, because when people move to your area, they're working with you. They're working with Coldwell Banker. They're working with the trusted advisors that know the local area, right? Technology will never replace you. Even though there's other resources out there, people still have homes to sell. That's where we need to be experts in our area. But this is written for builders. If you're interested in new home sales, how to leverage the brokers in your area. So in my town here, there's about 600 real estate agents and about 600 homes on the market, or 800 homes, something like that. That's about 1.5 per broker, right? I'm a new home specialist. There's maybe 10 or 20 in this town. So first I want to tell you to specialize in new. A lot of the mistake that builders make is they think, well, I'm going to try to double in every deal. Why? I'm in a small town. There's 600 agents in here. I can get all of them working for me, or leverage their power. They can pick people up at the airport. They can pick people up at the, Starbucks. They can sell the used home, eliminate the other properties, bring them to me, and we work deals. So the way I've been able to outpace the competition by a significant margin is I don't try to do it all myself. I try to leverage the powers that are already out there. And the real estate licensed brokers are a powerful organization. There's over 1 million licensees waking up every morning, hustling. Builders think, oh, I've got social media. I don't need brokers anymore. Guess who else has social media? The brokers do. Oh, we've got Zillow. Well, guess who else has Zillow? The brokers do. And they'll outpace you. They'll outbudget you. They'll be better positioned, right? And most of the builders I know aren't very good at social media and connecting. You got licensed brokers at the farmers market. They've got better signage. They've got, thousands of resale homes with their sign that people are going to pick up those buyers. So leverage the brokers. And if you're a broker, focus on new.
Awesome.
And then I've got tips at the end, a bunch of stuff on internet, social media, marketing, lean, clean, and mean. I've got putting it all together, key points, community suggestions, and action points. So if you're starting a new community, dude, there's good stuff there.
I'm excited to dig in. So Quint, thank you so much for your time, man. I really do appreciate it. I know you're super busy. Where can the audience connect with you?
newhomesales.com. We have, we're close to 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel.
Nice.
So /New Home Sales. We've got over 130 interviews of design specialists, marketing, branding, trainers, award-winning sales professionals. There's so much information. We have no excuse. As people say, I don't have much of it. Dude, there's great resources out there. And then, builderbooks.com or Amazon, it's available.
Okay.
I want to read the 10 tips.
Let's do it.
Can we finish off with that?
Well, that's a great way to finish.
All right, man. Thanks again for having me on the program. So this is 10 tips for long-term success in new home sales. But it could be just in real estate. Just good sound practice. So number one, have fun. We talked about that. Money won't necessarily make you happy, but being happy can make you a lot of money. And that's been actually proven scientifically. Money won't necessarily make you happy, but happier people tend to be more prosperous. Number two, take care of yourself. True wealth is good health. Too many people destroy their health trying to gain wealth, then gladly spend their wealth trying to get their health back. Don't do that. Take care of your health. Take care of each other. Encourage and help your fellow real estate professionals. You do that, man. You're out there encouraging people and sharing good information, interviewing people. That's great. Focus on long-term relationships. Buyers and sellers will come and go, but we're all stuck with each other. So many people get in a deal and they think it's us against them. The brokers, our whole job is to bring people together. So if you're not doing that, you're not doing fundamentally what we're designed to do. Invest in things that last. Remember I said, people will probably buy newhomesales.com, but they're not going to buy QUINT-LEARS.com or something, right? So you want to invest in things that last. Opportunities come and go, but your ability and core competencies stick with you. And the most important thing you can invest in is in yourself. Buy that book, make a huge budget, cancel the advertising, invest in yourself. Invest big in your personal and professional development. Number 5, set boundaries. This business can suck the life out of you if you let it. Don't let it. People that burn out in this business are a dime a dozen, man. It's a marathon. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Watch out for resentment. They suck the life energy out of you. Be a problem solver. So many people think sales is a numbers game. People are more than just a number. Treat customers like a long lost friend who needs your help. I like to say that this sales is not a numbers game because people are not number, and providing for your family and running your business is not a game, right?
That's true.
Position yourself as a subject matter expert. If you want to be terrific, you got to be specific. Remember, sometimes it's the little things, both positive and negative, that can create success or failure in this business. Look to the littles. Nobody trips over a mountain. We trip over pebbles. Learn to walk over the pebbles, and you will find that you have covered the mountain. Number 9, find your why. Great book, Simon Sinek. Start with why. Don't even read the book. There's a YouTube TED Talk. Start with why. So many people start with what, then they get to how, but they never even know what their why is. When you ask them, why do you do it? They'll say, to make lots of money. You want to start with why. Find your why. The goal of selling lots of houses will not get you through the tough times in this business. What really gets you motivated? Focus on that. Number 10, give back. If you want to partake of a community, you need to partake in that community. I'm getting better at this. It always kills me. Do you want to donate 33 cents to this? I'm like, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is where this business, this community is what prospers me and my family. Yeah, throw in the extra $1, whatever it is. Give a big tip. Be proactive and give. That's a small example, but make it your goal to give back. Now that's the top 10. But remember, number 11, always deliver more than expected. Jaime, thanks for having me on the program. Congratulations on your success. You're making a big impact, and proud to know you, my man.
I appreciate it, Quint. So that was a great way to finish it with the top 10 rules. So thank you so much, Quint, and everybody else. I'll see you in the next one.